Bulumanaka and greetings from Fiji, where we are preparing to hand over the presidency of the COP negotiations to Poland in a couple of weeks, and where we are determined, after that happens, to keep being a voice for decisive climate action, not only for ourselves, but vulnerable people everywhere. I want to begin by paying tribute to President Heine for inspirational leadership of the High Ambition Coalition and the Climate Vulnerable Forum. I've been very proud to stand with you, Madam President, as we've demonstrated to the world that the size of our nations is no impediment to making a significant impact on a global challenge. The Marshall Islands and Fiji have led the world in becoming the first two nations to commit to raising the ambition of our NDCs by 2020. In both cases, guided by long-term plans to reach net zero emissions by mid-century. And we are appealing to all nations to follow our example, a call to action from the Pacific on behalf of some of the most vulnerable people on earth. If we can do it, so can you. And as COP23 President, I appeal to political leaders everywhere to demonstrate the necessary resolve to raise ambition and action to the level required to meet the climate threat and achieve net zero emissions by 2050 at the latest. We know, because the scientists have just told us, that we have sufficient time to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and cap global warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius above that of the pre-industrial age. But only just. The window of opportunity is fading fast. So we have it in our power to either act decisively to preserve life as we know it and ensure the well-being of our people, or enter history as the generation that betrayed humanity and recklessly endangered our planet. I want to say to every leader in advance of COP24 and well before we meet in New York next September to further boost action under the Paris Agreement. Turn your back on the short-term expediency of economies fueled by dirty energy and embrace a clean energy future. Because however challenging the adjustment may be, the technologies and solutions exist to transform our economic prospects through a more sustainable use of the Earth's resources. And we can and must embrace these technologies and best practices, invest in them, and make them more widely available throughout the world. Because if we have the courage to do so, we will be opening up new horizons of opportunity for ourselves, our children, and future generations, as well as preserving the only planet we call home. I tell my people that from small things, big things grow. If individuals commit themselves to climate action, it sets off a chain reaction in our communities that can spread to cities, states, regions, nations, and the whole world. And that has been the essence of Fiji's COP23 campaign, to help build a grand coalition for decisive action and develop the Talanoa Dialogue, which has seen the world embrace the Pacific concept of inclusive decision-making, to swap best practices and raise the ambition of our NDCs. My thanks to each and every one of you for your own commitment, and let's do everything we can to build momentum started at this virtual summit through COP24 and all the way to the New York summit next September and beyond. Thank you.